Alright, welcome back to Subscribe Guys, and today I have a pretty cool list of one of the cards from Final Fantasy set, which is Jenova, Ancient Calamity, and a bracket 3 list. And the reason why I built this list because I opened her in pre-release and completely destroyed everyone with this, with Jenova. Jenova is a very powerful card in Limited, and I want to see how broken she is in a bracket 3 version. So let's just get right into it. So we got, let me click here. There we go. The commander is Jenova, Ancient Calamity for a black and a green and 2 colorless. Legendary creature alien. At the beginning of your combat on your turn, put a number of +1 counters equal to Jenova's power up to 1 target creature. That creature becomes a mutant in addition to its other types, and then whenever a mutant you control dies during your turn, draw cards equal to its power. And it's 1/5. So you can make Jenova really big and start putting counter on things and drawing a lot of cards. In pre-release, I drew 7 cards in 1 turn, which is pretty busted. But anyways, I think this card is a powerhouse of a Gagari commander. So let's just get right into some of the cards here. So we got 34 creatures. The 34 creatures are Bird of Paradise, Carrion Feeder, Delightful Halfling, Elder Deep Shadow, Gravecrawler, Vizier Seer, Blood Artist, Devoted Druid, and Fauna Shaman. We all know what the cards are. We've got some Mandors here with Bird of Paradise, Delightful Halfling, Elder Deep Shadow, and Devoted Druid. Devoted Druid actually works really well because we can put +1 count on it and still put the neg1, which is really nice. And then we've got some sack outlets here, which are Carrion Feeder and Visitors here, so we can sack our mutants and draw cards. And we've got some recursion stuff with Gravecrawler. And then we've got also some aristocrat ability like Blood Artist here. And then Fauna Shaman, which we could discard creature and look for other creatures to help us close the game. And then next slide here, we got Gyre Sage, Incubator Druid, Marinette Apprentice, Sacred Tribalder, Wanding Constructor, Champion of Lambbolt, Chatterfang, Squirrel General, Evolution Witness, and Feral Ghoul. So we do have a couple more Mandorks and Ramp pieces here with Gyre Sage, basically evolve and then add green equal to number +1 counters on this creature. And then Incubator Druid works really well. We can put a +1 counter on it and we get to add 3 mana. And then we've got Sacred Tribalder, which we could just sack and we could put a count on it, then sack and draw 2, and then go grab basic tap. And then we also got a couple of aristocrat abilities or token abilities per se with Marinette Apprentice. And then we also got Chatterfang, which is did put in at least 1 or 2 combos in here. So let's see if you guys know what they are, and down in the comment section below. By the end of the video, I'll tell you guys what the combos are. And then we also got some +1 counter synergy with Winding Constructor, as well as Evolutionary Sage, or Evolution Witness, my bad. And then we've got Champion of Lambbolt, which is really nice, really good finisher when you're swinging out with a bunch of big creatures. And then we've got Feral Ghoul, our first mutant of the deck. This from Fallout set. Fallout set really loves this commander because it works really well with mutants. And then what Feral Ghoul is, whenever another creature you control dies, put a +1 counter on it on Feral Ghoul. And then when Feral Ghoul dies, each opponent gets a number of rat counters equal to its power. So we could really make this thing really big if we really wanted to. So let's move on to the last bit of creatures here, which is Hancock, Ghoulish Mare, Kami, of the Witcher Hopes, Reha, Last Day of Zan, Riskar, Pema, Expert, Renegade, Scurry Oak, Tormel, Seymour's Butler, I think I pronounced that right, Ward in the Grove, Warren Soul Trader, and Watchful Rad Stag. So we do have at least a couple of the Mandorks here, which is Kami, Whisper Hope, and well at Riskar. And then we got Warren Soul Trader, which is another combo piece, as well as Scurry Oak. But let's talk about some of the mutants here. We got Hancock, Ghoulish Mare. Each other creature you control that's a zombie or a mutant get +X, where the X is number count on Hancock, which we could definitely do pretty quick. We could put a bunch of counter on him, and all of our mutants are just big and buffy. And it has Undying as well. And then we also have Watchful Stag, which have evolved, and then whenever Watchful Stag evolves, create a token that's a copy of it. So pretty good there. And then let's talk about some of the card down here, which is Warden Grove. At the beginning of your end step, put a 1/1 counter on this creature, and then whenever another non-token creature you control entered, it endures X, where X in number counters on this creature. So put a counter on it, become a mutant, and we get some really, really good synergy with the deck. We got Tormel. Carmel won the new card from a precon. I think they're from the Una one. Each other non-token creature you control enter with this whole plus count on it, and then pay 1, tap it, proliferate X time or X in number non-token creatures you control that enter battlefield this turn. So pretty good on that part. And then we got Rayhan. Whenever a creature you control dies or put into command zone, if it had 1 or more plus count on it, you may put that new plus count on target creature. So pretty good there. Let's move on to the last bit here, which is Corpse Jack Menace, Demigoth Titan, Host of the Heart Hereafter, Haunted Troll, Defiler Vigor, Crayhope Behemoth, and Lumbering Mega Sloth. So we got Corpse Jack Menace, just another Wine Constrictor, but just 4 mana. Demigoth Titan is 11/10, 4 mana, and then whenever Demigoth Titan attacks or blocks, sacrifice a creature. We definitely want some big creatures here so we could draw a lot of cards off of the big creatures. This is why I have Demigoth Titan and Hunted Troll. Just an 8/4, but your opponent gets 4 blue fairy with flying, but you don't really care about that. And then we've got Host of Heart Hereafter. The creature enter plus 2 plus 1 counter on it, and then whenever this creature or another creature you control died, if it had a counter on it, put it up to 1 target creature you control. So another ability like Rayhan. Defile Vigor, pretty good. We get to put plus 1 counter on each of our permanents or our creatures whenever we catch a green permanent, which is pretty nice. And then we got Credihope Behemoth, which is a nice finisher of the list, and then Lumbering Mega Sloth, which is basically just a 2 mana 8/8. Due to its 1 ability, the spell costs 1 less for each counter among permanents you control, which is really nice. Let's move on to the sorcery. So we're playing 8 sorceries here. What's it? Scale Up, Finale Devastation, Life's Legacy, Nature's Lore, Nature's Rhythm, 3 Visit, Victimize, and Yuna's Decision. So scale up, we could turn our Jenova into 6/4, and then Finale and Nature's Rhythm are 2-drop creatures, or even our finishers as well. And then Life's Legacy, we get to draw a lot of cards with this card and gain some life, which is really nice. And then we've got Nature's Lore and 3 Visits to look for basic lands, and then Victimize here can return 2 creature cards if we sacrifice 1. If you do, return the chosen cards to the battlefield tap, which is a really good card. We've got Una Decision, which is 1 of the new cards from the precon of Titus. Sacrifice a creature. If you do draw a card, then you may put a creature and or land card from your hand onto the battlefield. And then there's another mode, return one or 2 target permanent card from your graveyard to your hand, which is pretty decent there. And then yeah, that's basically the sorcery. Let's talk about the 8 we're playing. 8 instants. These 8 instants are Dark Ritual, Snakeking's Veil, Abrupt Decay, Deadly Dispute, Garl's Final Act, and then Terror Sender, Beast Within, and Inspiring Call. So let's talk about Dark Ritual, just really good mana. And then we've got Snakeking's Veil, which is good protection. We get to put a plus 1 counter on Jenova whenever we want. And then we've got Abrupt Decay for removal, as well as Terror Sender and Beast Within. And then we've got Deadly Dispute for draw, as well as Inspiring Call, which is draw and also protection for us. And then we've got Garloff's Final Act. With this card, very powerful. Until the end turn, target creature get +1/+0. And gain when the creature dies, put a number of +1/+1 counters equal to its power up to 1 target creature you could, or really only 1 target creature. It doesn't say you control. That's pretty good. If someone deflecting swats it to their own creature, that's pretty gross. But yeah, they'll draw the instance. Pretty simple. Since we are Guard, we get to really do some crazy things, and we don't really care about what our opponent's doing. Let's move on to the 5 artifacts here. Pretty simple here. Skull Clamp, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Ozolith of the Satyr Spire, and Asina's Altar. Skull Clamp, we get to just equip creatures, and if they die, we get to draw 2, so we get to draw a lot of cards with this list. And then we got some Mana Rocks here with Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, and then Ozolith's Satyr Spire. If 1 more plus 1 counter on an artifact or creature you control, put that +1 mini. And then we get to put +1/+1 counter on target artifact or creature, and then also add cycling if we don't need it that game. And then we've got Asina's Altar as a sack outlet, as well as mana. And then for the enchantments here, we have 9, which is Cultist of the Absolute, Hardened Scales, Hollow Merc Siege, Innkeeper's Talent, Sphere Grid, Branching Evolution, Fight Rigging, Guruk's Uprising, and then Tribute to the World Tree. And then Cultists of the Absolute, Commander creatures you own get +3 play and has flying and death touch, and then ward 3, pay 3 life. And then at the beginning of your upkeep, sacrifice a creature, which is pretty good for us because we want to sacrifice our mutant and draw a lot of cards with that. And then we've got Hardened Scale, same thing as a Deoxylith. If a creature you control gets a counter, it gets double of that, or just additional one. Then we got Hollow Mark Siege. We always want to pick the Abnormal whenever you attack the 1/1 counter on target creature, and then engage Menace till the end turn. Don't see us really. I mean, I guess Hold Tight too. Whenever a counter would get placed on a creature, draw a card, which is also really nice too. And then we got Innkeeper Talent. Everyone knows this card. This card is very busted. Turned into a W season on this last step, so that's pretty nice. We got Fear Grid, which is one new pre-con card. Whenever creature you control deal common damage to a player, put 1/1 counter on that creature, and then creature you control with +1 counter on them have reach and trample, which is really good. They've got Branching Evolution. If one or more counters will be placed or will be put on a creature you control, twice that many +1 counter on it instead, so basically double. Then we got Fight Rigging. We get to Hideaway, and then if one of our creatures gets power 7 greater, we get to cast the exile card, so pretty nice there. We get to put counters on our creature to Gorg's Uprising. We could draw this card as well as creature you control have trample, and then whenever creature you control power 4 greater enters, draw a card. We don't really hit that much, but we will. I mean, you can stack it where if you have one of your creatures that buffs it too as well, puts a counter and then double, then yeah, it works. But we're only here for the creature you control have trample. And then we got Tribute to World Tree, which whenever a creature in the battlefield under your control, draw a card if they have power 3 or greater, otherwise put 2 +1 counter on it. So basically really good for our deck since all of our creatures are basically under 3 or less, so pretty nice, right? And then we'll talk about the land. The lands are basically you can put whatever land you want. I just put in just some basic Golgari lands in here. We got Command Tower, Deathcap Glade, High Market, which is basically sacrificing game on life, and a nice little sack outlet for you. Lighter Waste, Overgrown 2, Sifty Woodlands, Twilight Mire, Underground Murgatory, or Moratory, Underground Stadium. And then last but not least, we got Verdant Catacomb, Waste, Wood Verge, Woodland Cemetery, and Yamei Cradle Growth. And we're playing 13 Forest and 9 Swamps. And that is it for today's video. Thank you guys for watching. And then let me go back, all the way back to the creatures. So I talk about some of the combos here. So basically with these combos, you would definitely want Blood Artist. And I believe... trying to remember the combos here. Oh, right. It's just Warden, Soul Trader, and Shatterfang. All you do is just literally, and Blood Artist as well. So basically, all you do is just get like at least 3 of these on the battlefield, and basically you sacrifice a creature, and then that trigger, you make a token, right? And then sacrifice ability trigger, you make a 1/1 squirrel. So you keep sacking that squirrel over and over again, and then you drain the whole board, basically. So that is the combo there. I don't think there was actually 2, so I think we're good. But you can make a lot of tokens since since this list does run Gravecaller with Warren Soul Trader. You keep casting him. Infinitely if you do have like Marinette Apprentice. So there are a couple combos in here, but I think that is it from today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed today's deck list. I think I'm gonna post it Tuesday, so yeah, it'll be out today hopefully, or tomorrow, either or. But yeah, MagicCon's around the corner, and I'm definitely gonna be there, so I hope to see you guys there. Definitely comment down if you guys are going. So I will catch y'all later. See ya.